My parents sold what my aunt left me to spoil my brother, then showed up demanding my house. I was 12 when my little brother, Ryder, was born with a condition that made his blood pressure spike when he got stressed. The doctor said meds and a steady routine would manage it, but my parents heard delicate and decided our whole house had to revolve around him. My 13th birthday got canceled because Ryder was having a bad day. Christmas came and I got socks while Ryder opened an Xbox, a bike, and a tablet, and my mom kept telling me, "Smile, don't upset him." By 14, they took my bedroom. They said Ryder needed his room calm, and mine was better for storing all his stuff. My bed went away. I slept on the basement couch that smelled of mildew, or on the living room sofa until my dad wanted the TV and made me move. Money ran out when I needed shoes or school supplies, but new toys and games showed up for Ryder. If Ryder didn't like dinner, my parents ordered him takeout and somehow forgot to feed me after it arrived. I stopped asking, because every time I did, my mom said I was stressing him out. The only person who treated me like a real kid was my Aunt Rosa. She'd let me look at her vintage watches and antique coins. She'd say, "These are yours someday, mijo." When she died, her will left that whole collection to me. It was worth around $8,000, and for once I thought I had something that couldn't be taken. Then one Tuesday I came home from school and saw my parents sitting at the kitchen table, smiling like they were about to hand me a gift. My mom said, "Good news." My dad said, "We sold Rosa's stuff and got Ryder the setup he's been begging for." He pushed a receipt toward me. He said they got $2,000 for all of it. Like that was impressive. I felt like my lungs just stopped. I said, "That was mine. She left it to me." My mom rolled her eyes and said, "Don't be selfish. Ryder needs things too." That was the first time I screamed at them. I yelled about my canceled birthdays, losing my room, wearing clothes that didn't fit, going to bed hungry, and how they were stealing the one thing Aunt Rosa left me. My dad stood up so fast his chair scraped the floor. He grabbed my arm hard and said, "We don't need an ungrateful son who can't understand his brother's needs." Then he went upstairs and started throwing my clothes into trash bags. My mom tossed in my school books like they were trash too. Within an hour, they drove me to my grandparents' house and left me on the porch with my bags. I cried so hard my face hurt. My grandparents brought me inside, sat me down, and I told them everything. My grandma's mouth went tight, and she called my mom right there. I didn't hear my mom's side, but I heard my grandma say, "You are no longer my daughter." The next call was to their lawyer. I found out my grandparents had planned to leave everything to my mom, their house, and their savings. That week, they changed it all to me. Living with them felt unreal. They got me a real bed. They bought me new clothes. They threw me a 15th birthday party with a cake and friends, and no one told me to stay quiet for Ryder. I finished high school, went to college on scholarships, and built a career as a software developer. Years later, my grandparents passed away, 6 months apart, and they left me what they promised, their house and their money. Meanwhile, my parents kept pouring everything into Ryder. He's 21 now, still in my old room, still surrounded by expensive gear, still bouncing between short jobs and quitting when things get hard. My parents refinanced their house twice to keep his life going. Then my dad lost his job, my mom was already retired, and they fell behind on the mortgage. 2 weeks ago, they showed up at my door without calling. My dad smiled like nothing happened and said, "Son, we heard about your inheritance. Your grandparents really came through for the family." My mom pushed past him and said, "We need help. We're losing the house. You have plenty now, so it's time you help your parents." I just looked at them standing in my doorway, in the spot where they once told me I didn't matter. My dad's face went red and he snapped, "That money should have been your mother's. Those were her parents." I said, "Her parents disowned her because she threw away their grandson." My mom flinched like I slapped her. My dad started talking over me, saying I owed them. He kept repeating that they did their best, and Ryder was sick. Like that erased everything. I cut him off and said, "You told me you didn't need an ungrateful son. Looks like you were right." My mom's voice got sharp. "So you're really going to watch us lose our home?" I said, "You watched me lose mine at 14. I pulled the door toward me, and my dad shouted my name as it closed. The next day, Ryder called me, crying, begging me to save them. I stared at the screen for a long second, then sent one text back. "Ask Mom and Dad for Aunt Rosa's watch collection." Oh wait, now they're calling me heartless for shutting the door. Was I wrong?